Hello folks, this is Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing. I want to talk about how to clean the rubber wheel. Now for most of us, we might grab like a dedicated all-purpose cleaner or some type of tire cleaner that you're buying at the store, and not to make fun of Simple Green, but this happens to be a pretty popular all-purpose cleaner. Now to me, depending on how neglected the actual rubber tire is, an all-purpose cleaner that you might have in the house that you're buying on a retail level just isn't going to have enough power, enough bite to actually be able to clean that rubber tire. Now, if some of you actually were able to sit through my video about how rubber tires are made, I know it was rather long, but there was a lot of technical information in there. But this rubber tire here, in order to be able to clean it effectively as a detailer, I want to use a cleaner that's going to get the job done relatively quickly and also be able to effectively remove all the grease and grime that can be on the tire. Plus, there's an issue with rubber tires that can happen. Sometimes when you're cleaning it, or even before you clean it, you might see like a brown layer of junk that's on the outside of the tire. And again, stuff like Simple Green or any other type of all-purpose cleaner you might be buying, or some of these retail level rubber tire cleaners, just don't have the ability to really cut through all that grease and grime that could be on the rubber tire. Now you're probably asking yourself, why do we want to even clean the rubber tire? What's the point? Well, for most of us, after we've washed our car or maybe want to apply some type of tire dressing on the tire, it's really important, and this is a key point. If you're going to use some type of tire dressing on your vehicle or on the tires of your car, to be able to have that tire dressing absolutely bond to the tire to the best of its ability, you have to make sure this rubber tire is absolutely clean, or else no matter what type of tire dressing you put on the wheel, it's not going to bond to the tire all that well, and you might have some issues with it actually slinging up onto the vehicle of the car, which would be horrible. So to me, as a detailer, I want to use the best cleaner that I know of that's on the market to be able to cut through all that grease and grime that's on this rubber tire, so it's completely clean and ready to take a tire dressing when I choose to put the tire dressing on. So in this video, I'm going to highlight a product, and once again, it's made by Meguiar's, and I love Meguiar's, especially their professional products, because one, they're incredibly effective, they're relatively available, and they're not all that expensive. This isn't like an arm and a leg to get a really great degreaser, an all-purpose cleaner, and this happens to be super degreaser made by Meguiar's. Now this super degreaser, as the name would suggest, it's super, and I'm laughing as I say this because this degreaser is absolutely effective not only on cleaning the rubber wheels or the rubber tires that you have. I use it in the engine bay to cut through some really bad grease and grime and junk that may be in there, but I'm going to show you how this stuff actually works. So I'm going to spray it onto the tire, and then I'm simply going to agitate it and then rinse it off. So it would look something like this. Now what I want to do is as that's dwelling a little bit, I want to take a little bit of this super degreaser and spray it onto my brush that I'm going to agitate the rubber wheel with, and then I'm simply going to go in and scrub that tire. Now as I scrub that tire, hopefully it's picking it up on the video, but the foam or the agitation from the brush, I'm starting to notice that some of that cleaner has turned brown. It starts to get grungy looking, so that's telling me that it's reacting well and it's able to lift all that grease and grime off the tire, and now I simply want to rinse the tire off. Now, depending on how long it's been since you've cleaned your tire last, simply going around once may be effective enough to remove all that grease and grime off the tire, but if not, you may have to go around another time to get it completely off. And typically when I'm cleaning a tire, what I'm looking for is that as I'm agitating it and then rinse it off, if I was to spray this cleaner again on the rubber tire, and I'll just do it in a small area for the purpose of this video, and then I take my brush and simply agitate it, now what I'm looking for, you can probably notice in the video that the cleaner, the super degreaser, is nice and foamy and it's staying white. Now it's completely white. It's not brown or greasy looking when I agitate it. That's the look I'm looking for. That's my indication to me that I've removed all that grease and grime the first time off the wheel, so there's no reason to keep cleaning this. It's now completely clean, because as I agitate it, it stays completely white. There's no grease or grime left on the tire. So I'll rinse that off, and I'll tell you why I make that point. The reason why I make that point, why you want to know that the tire is absolutely clean, is because if you're going to use some tire dressing, again, in order for these tire dressings to be able to bond to the tire to the best of its capability, you've got to make sure that all that grease and grime is completely removed off the tire, because if you haven't, and you apply a tire dressing onto the tire, it's not going to stick. It's going to try to be sticking on, it's going to be trying to bond to all that grease and grime, and it's not going to be all that effective, and it's going to want to come off the wheel when you're driving down the road. So to me, when it comes to cleaning rubber tires, I want to use a degreaser that's incredibly effective and can get the job done quickly. And in my opinion, Meguiar's Super Degreaser is one of the best options for cleaning rubber wheels. Now, this degreaser can be used in many areas of the car as well, like inside the wheel well here or the wheel arch. I can spray that down and clean that off rather well too when I'm right here doing the wheel. But again, I'm absolutely in love with Meguiar's professional line, the Super Degreaser. Incredibly effective at cleaning rubber tires. Hopefully this has helped you out a little bit on how I choose to clean rubber tires for myself and for my customers. And now what I'll simply do is just dry the tire off. I can use some type of blower if I want, or if I want to take a microfiber towel and completely dry it completely, and then I can go ahead and apply a tire dressing. And now I'm pretty sure that tire dressing is going to be able to have a chance to actually bond to the tire without all that grease and grime in the way. So I appreciate it. Until next time, be safe.